Okay. So present oath method we are discussing, and we'll still continue with present oath method. Again, I'll like some of your friends had come to meet me like regarding the answer sheets. They check the answer sheets, and again to reiterate, just numericals, be careful. These are very simple calculations. If I talk about price elasticity of demand or cross elasticity. So at least half of the students, I checked around 700 copies. In almost half of the copies, like the answers were wrong for those simple numericals. One on price elasticity of demand, the other one on cross elasticity of demand. Almost half of the copies I found wrong answers. Correct. And if we'll compare price elasticity of demand with this one, the one we are discussing, this is certainly more difficult. So be careful about that. Okay, so just to remind you, I always remind why I assume. Forgive me if I am boring you, but I assume that students might have forgotten because they are being taught many subjects. So that is why I always go for a recap. Go for a recap. Correct. So 2-3 things you need to remind yourself. So far as this project evaluation methods are concerned, right now we are discussing present oath method. Right now we are in present oath method, and so far as present oath method is concerned, you need to remember 2-3 things. What is that? Let me tell you. The first thing you need to remember is that this one, the one on your screen, that is the decision rule. That is a must. That is a must. So do remember these decision rules. If NPW is greater than 0, your answer should be yes, the project should be accepted. Like the way the question is asked, yes, the project should be accepted, or yes, this machine should be purchased, yes, this investment should be made, like that kind of answers. So answer in positive if your NPW value isn't positive. Then second one, if NPW is less than 0, reject the project. Answer in negative if your NPW is negative. Answer like this, should not be accepted or rejected, should not be purchased, that way. And third one, if NPW is equal to 0, answer this way, that depends on the investor, or the investor may invest or may not invest. That sort of answer you should give. Okay, that is the first thing you need to remember. So far as NPW is concerned, sorry, present oath method is concerned, decision rule. Second thing you need to remember is the formula. Second thing you need to remember is the formula. Not only this one, when I'm showing you this formula, you should not be thinking about only this formula. Like there can be as many extensions of this formula possible. For example, the next one. So, but basic formula is this one. How to compute NPW? Minus C naught plus R1 by 1 plus R. And I assume you know, you still remember what is what here. C naught, C means cost of the project. 0 and this 1 stands for time, where 0 means present time, 1 means after 1 year. The small r in the denominator is the rate of interest. Correct. But as I said, you should not be remembering this only, because there can be as many extensions you can have. For example, this one. For example, this one, you see, since revenue regarding 2 years has been given, this question, we made an extension up till 2 years. Correct? Just a second. Had there been a third year, I guess I had done it, but I don't remember. Had there been a third year, you would have done it R3 by 1 plus R3 by 1 plus R whole to the power 3Q. Correct? So that way, it will continue till infinity, depending on the number of years. So generally, what do we write? Generally, we write this way. plus dot plus, how do you write it? We write it RT by 1 plus R whole to the power T. Or some books they use N also. N is more popular. N. So depending on the number of years, you just extend this. Correct? So the previous question, the question we were discussing, okay. So please remember this formula. This formula should be remembered. This formula, you must remember this formula, correct. And you should be expanding it for the number of years that would be given in the question. So you extended till second year because this question was regarding 2 years. Just a second, let me erase it. Then I'll go for the next one. So taking a lot of time. अरे यार जल्दी मिट गया. Okay, so now okay, so now hope you remember, like, what is the, hope you still remember what is the implication of NPW positive and NPW negative. Correct? Hope you still remember. Correct? Let me go to the next one. Now, quite possible that you get a question like this one, the one you see on your screen. What if you'll get this kind of a question in your exam? Correct? You see, this is the question. Exactly this way you may find it in your question paper, and how this question is to be solved. Okay, so those who are interested, please focus time and cash flow. How to, first, the most important thing is to understand the question. That is very important. So I'll tell you how to interpret the question, how to understand the question. So as I said, if you get this kind of a question, how to solve it, how do we understand it? You see, there are two columns given in the question. One with the name time, the other one with the name cash flows, measured in terms of rupees. So time starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cash flow starts with a negative value, that is minus 90,000. Then 15,000, that way till 7 years. Correct? Just below the table, it is given R is equal to 13%. And at the end, you have been asked a question: should this project be accepted based on PW? PW means present one. And one more thing I must tell you here. Here it is written just below the table, R is 13%. Nothing is mentioned. If nothing is mentioned, make sure that it is compound interest. It is compound interest. Correct? So now, what is the meaning of the question? How to interpret? Let me tell you. So this question is not very different from the previous question that we had solved. So this question is, a project requires an initial investment of 90,000 rupees. How did I know? Because that is the only value having a negative sign before it. So that was clear to me that straight away that minus C naught value has been given. And what is that minus C naught value? That is the investment, initial investment. So the question is like this. Had it been written elaborately, the question would have been this, that a project requires an initial investment of 90,000 rupees. The project is expected to give a return of 15,000 rupees each year for the next 7 years. I repeat, a project requires an initial investment of 90,000 rupees. Today, the project is expected to give a return of 15,000 rupees each year for the next 7 years. Okay, so market rate of interest is 13% compounded annually. Should this project be accepted on the basis of present worth method? Okay, so this is how you need to interpret the question. If you get a question like this, okay. Now, if you want to solve this question and if you still remember the solution to the previous question, it should be clear to you right now that how you're going to approach the solution to this question. Now, if you remember the previous one, how did you do it? You had asked two questions in the previous question that you solved. You had asked two questions. Here, you're going to ask 7 questions. Here, you need to ask 7 questions for this question. And what are those 7 questions? Question number 1. What is the present value of 15,000 rupees that you're supposed to receive after 1 year? This is your first question. This 15,000 rupees that you're supposed to receive after 1 year, what is its present value? And what will answer that question? R1 by 1 plus R, capital R1 by 1 plus R, that means 15,000 divided by 1 plus 13%. That will answer the first question. I said there are 7 questions you need to ask. This is the first question. What is the second question? What is the present value of 15,000 rupees that you're supposed to receive after 2 years? And what will answer the question? R2 by 1 plus R whole square. The third question you will be asking, what is the present value of 15,000 rupees that you're supposed to receive after 3 years? What is its present value? And what will answer? R3 by 1 plus R whole to the power Q. What will be the fourth question? What is the present value of 15,000 rupees that you're supposed to receive after 4 years? Answer will be given by the term R4 divided by 1 plus R whole to the power 4. The fifth question you're going to ask is, what is the present value of 15,000 rupees that you're supposed to receive after 5 years? Answer will be given by R5 divided by 1 plus R whole to the power 5. The sixth question you're going to ask is, what is the present value of 15,000 rupees that you're supposed to receive after 6 years? The answer will be given by R6 divided by 1 plus R whole to the power 6. And the last question you'll be asking is, what is the present value of 15,000 rupees that you're supposed to receive after 7 years? And the answer will be given by the term R7 divided by 1 plus R whole to the power 7. That means ये तो चला जाएगा उसी के साथ ही आएगा, ठीक है, आने दो. That means, as I had mentioned, you need to expand this. Where I put the cursor, you need to expand this till 7 terms, and you are going to increase the power each time. You are going to increase the power each time you extend the term, and you're going to expand it till 7 years. That means you'll start from R1, R2, then R3, then R4, then R5, then R6, then R7, and the denominator will increase by 1 each time. Okay, So this is how you need to approach the solution. As I said, let me go to where I was. So this is how you need to do it, correct? So it is easy, but the only problem is it involves a lots of calculations. As I said, so you're going to do this way, minus 90,000, that is the C naught value already given. So you're going to write NPW is equal to minus 90,000 plus 15,000 divided by 1 plus 13% plus 15,000 divided by 1 plus 13% whole square plus 15% plus 15,000 divided by 1 plus 13% whole cube, that way. And your last term will be 15,000 divided by 1 plus 13% whole to the power 7. As I said, only problem is it involves a lots of calculations, but luckily we have a shortcut formula. Luckily we have a shortcut formula, and derivation is not required. But please understand how that like where from that formula has come. I have deleted that. ये क्या है? ये सब delete होता है, delete pages मेरे पास, ये page delete हो गया. Okay, so this is the shortcut formula. Let me wipe this out. So this is the shortcut formula. You need to remember, and where from this shortcut formula has come, that from that term that I had written, R1 by 1 plus R plus R2 by 1 plus R whole square plus R3 by 1 plus R whole to the power 3 plus dot 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 plus RT by 1 plus R whole to the power T. From that term, this formula has been derived. So it should be pretty easy now. It should be very easy now to solve this question. Let me explain to you now. So you approach the solution just the way you had solved the previous question. So minus C naught. So already given, minus C naught was already given in the question, minus 90,000. Then what you did, as I said, 15,000 into this is the shortcut formula that you need to remember. Let me read it out for you in case it is 1 plus R whole to the power T minus 1 whole divided by R whole into 1 plus R whole to the power T. Correct. So you need to remember this formula. This is the shortcut formula, because normally you'll be getting questions which would involve 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. And if you remember the previous formula only, then you'll be in trouble, because it will involve lots of calculations and there is every chance of committing a mistake. So that is why you need to remember this formula. This formula you need to remember. This formula you need to remember. Okay, so now look at the solution. Minus 90,000 plus 15,000, because you see, a little reflection will reveal to you that you cannot use a formula. You cannot use the formula. Let me go to show the question once again. You cannot use the formula if the returns for each year are different. Do you realize that? If the returns, you see here the question says the return for each year is same 15,000, but it should not be the case always. For what would have happened if first year's return is 15,000, second year's return, expected return though, second year's expected return is 17,000, third year's expected return is 14,000, fourth year's expected return is 10,000, sixth year's expected return is 19,000, that way. Had that been the case, that means what I'm saying, if capital R1 is not equal to capital R2, is not equal to capital R3, is not equal to capital Rn or T, then you do not have a choice but to expand it the way I was suggesting. R1 divided by 1 plus R plus R2, which is different from R1 divided by 1 plus R whole square, plus R3, which is different from R1 and R2 divided by 1 plus R whole to the power 3. But since what do we find in this question, the returns are same for each year, that is R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R3 is equal to R4 is equal to R5 is equal to R6 is equal to R7. That is why this is an ideal condition to try out the shortcut formula. So else you could not have applied that. So this is the formula you must employ, and look at the solution. Minus 90,000 plus 15,000 into the value has been put 1 plus 13%, 0.13 whole to the power 7. You see T is 7 minus 1 divided by R 13% whole into 1 plus 13% whole to the power 7. Correct. So now you look at the answer. Look at the answer and look at the answer. Just a second. Okay. Now the answer you got is 23,606 minus 0.55 minus 23,606.55. That's the answer you got. And since just a while ago I was just reminding you what is the decision rule for present oath method single project, and according to that decision rule, since NPW is less than 0, because we got NPW in negative, that is why your answer should be the one that you see on your screen. Since NPW is negative or less than 0, it should have been, this is wrong, it should have been less than 0. Since NPW is negative or less than 0, the project won't be accepted, or you can write the project should be rejected. But did you understand why did you reject the project? Why your NPW became negative? Because what is this? You need to understand this one. You need to understand this one. And where did you get it from? You get it by multiplying that formula with 15,000. That equal return of 15,000 each year. When you multiplied that with the formula, the shortcut formula, you got this value 66,393. 66,393, you got this. And do you know what is this 66,393? This is the present value of your return. This is the present value of your return. That means what? What is the meaning of present value of your return? That means, according to the question, as per the question, receiving 15,000 rupees after 1 year, another 15,000 after 2 years, another 15,000 after 3 years, another after 4 years, another after 5 years, another after 6 years, another after 7 years is same as you received 66,393.44 rupees now. That is the same thing, equivalent. Correct? The equivalent of getting 15,000 rupees every year till next 7 years is same as receiving 66,393.44 rupees now if the rate of interest is 13% compounded annually. Correct? So, excuse me, sir. Yes.
So that means 66,393 signifies it is a total profit that we are going to get.
No, not at all. Not at all. You see, what is profit? Very good question. What is profit?
So cost minus selling.
Selling minus cost.
Yes, sir, selling minus cost price.
Selling minus cost, or you can say another simplification. It is what I receive minus what I spend, right? What I receive minus what I spend. So,
yes,
so you see, nice question. This 66,393 is non-existent. This is actually non-existent. But why did you do it? Why did you do it? You see, there are lots of things. You see, had we not known present worth method, अगर present worth method के बारे में पता ही नहीं होता, correct? Then you would have said, you just look at the question. You just look at the question, and the question says, assuming you do not know present worth method, and the question says you are investing 90,000 rupees today, and you will be getting 15,000 rupees every year for next 7 years. A person devoid of any knowledge of time value of money or compound interest, nothing. He or she doesn't know anything. Simple multiplication will be, he will say 90,000 is my expenditure, but I'll be getting 15,000 every year till next 7 years. So 15,000 into 7, 1,05,000. Okay, that's a very good deal. Because I'll be spending 90,000, I'll be getting 1,05,000. So I'll be getting a profit of 15,000 rupees. That would be utterly wrong to think that way. Why? Because you are not getting 1,05,000 rupees, 15,000 into 7. You are not getting 1,05,000 rupees at any given point of time. Rather, you are getting 15,000 every year till next 7 years. And since the method we are doing is present worth method, we are asking questions here. And how many questions did we ask? We asked 7 questions. Only because that would involve lots of calculations, I advise you to use the shortcut formula. So this 66,393.44 is the present worth of your return. Mind you, this is not your profit. This is one side of your story. This is one side of the story. This is only the returns present value. This is the returns present value. And I just told you, what does it mean? 1 साल बाद 15,000 रुपए मिलना, 2 साल बाद और एक 15,000 मिलना, 3 साल बाद और एक 15,000 रुपए मिलना, 4 साल बाद और एक 15,000, 5 साल बाद और एक 15,000, 6 साल बाद और एक 15,000, 7 साल बाद और एक 15,000 रुपए मिलना. जो बात है आज का डेट में 66,393 रुपए 44 पैसा मिलना, वही बात है अगर रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट 13% है तो. करेक्ट. आपने ये क्यों निकाला, मैंने पहले भी बोला है बट फिर से बोल रहा हूं, आपने इसको क्यों निकाला, ये प्रेजेंट वर्थ आपने क्यों निकाला? क्योंकि आप वही मेथड कर रहे हो. दूसरी बात, दूसरी वजह आपने क्यों प्रेजेंट वर्थ मेथड निकाला, रिटर्न का प्रेजेंट वर्थ आपने क्यों निकाला? क्योंकि आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट का ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट वर्थ दिया गया है. दोनों तभी कंपेरेबल होंगे जब दोनों एक टाइम जोन में होंगे. आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट पहले से प्रेजेंट टाइम में है. कैसे मुझे पता चला? क्योंकि क्वेश्चन के अनुसार वही है, क्योंकि 0 टाइम के अगेंस्ट में ये था. 0 मींस प्रेजेंट टाइम, और इसको आपको प्रेजेंट वर्थ में लाना पड़ा क्योंकि क्वेश्चन में ऐसा दिया नहीं गया था. करेक्ट. तो ये दोनों का मतलब क्या हुआ? अभी एक जगह एक तरफ 90,000, दूसरे तरफ 66,393. 66,393 हो गया आपका रिटर्न का प्रेजेंट वर्थ, जबकि आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट का प्रेजेंट वर्थ दिया गया है क्वेश्चन में 90,000. करेक्ट. इसका मतलब अभी आप कंपेयर कर सकते हैं क्योंकि दोनों का प्रेजेंट वर्थ है. इसका मतलब क्या है? आप क्यों रिजेक्ट करेंगे इसको? क्योंकि इसका मतलब यही है कि जैसे जैसे शायद पिछले क्लास में मैंने बताया था, जैसे मान लीजिए आपके साथ ये हो रहा है, आप बाएं हाथ से 90,000 दे रहे हैं, अभी बाएं हाथ से 90,000 किसी को दे रहे हैं, और अभी तुरंत आपको दाएं हाथ में 66,393 रुपए वापस मिले. घाटे का सौदा, घाटे का सौदा. दैट इज व्हाई यू गॉट योर एनपीडब्ल्यू इन नेगेटिव -23,606.55, and that is why you should be rejecting your project. Why did you reject the project? Because your NPW becomes negative. What is the implication of NPW becomes negative? NPW becomes negative only when the present worth of your return becomes less than the present worth of your investment. That is why you should be rejecting this project. तो जवाब भी वही लिखा है. Since NPW is negative or less than 0, the project won't be accepted, or you can write the project should be rejected. The project should be rejected. Correct? So any other question if you want to ask, you can ask. So remember this. Remember this formula. The formula I just used, that shortcut formula. That remember the term like the original formula, that is minus C naught plus R1 by 1 plus R plus R2 by 1 plus R whole square plus R3 by 1 plus R whole to the power 3 dot up till Rn by 1 plus R whole to the power n, or RT divided by 1 plus R whole to the power t. Remember this. Also remember the shortcut one. What is that? Minus C naught plus R whole into 1 plus R whole to the power t minus 1 whole divided by R whole into 1 plus R whole to the power t. That is the shortcut formula you need to remember. Okay, so now okay, so going to the next one, I have 10 minutes. Going to the next one, because time is short. Normally, I would not have gone for that. But since time is short, so that is why I'm going. I'll leave on time. Don't worry. I'll not be taking extra time. I have 10 minutes. So, okay. One more, but different type. So this is till now, whatever we discussed, this is about single project. We solved 3 questions and all the 3 questions were on single project. Correct. Now, going to the next one. Going to the next one. Mutually exclusive projects. Mutually exclusive projects. And let me tell you from the outset, now we are going to deal with questions that would involve more than one project. Because that means you're not going to get the kind of questions we just solved. Rather different types. I just told you how different. Like you will be getting questions where that will have more than one project, 2 projects, 3 projects, 4 projects. Correct. So, and they are called mutually exclusive projects, where you find more than one projects are there. They come under this category, that is mutually exclusive projects. And so far as mutually exclusive projects are concerned, they are of 2 types. One is revenue based, the other one is cost based. Revenue based and cost based. Abhi tak kuch samajh mein nahi aaya hoga, not a problem, because I'll tell you. Now, let's stop because I can't even start the numerical. So let me stop here. We'll discuss in next class. To be continued.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.